Hello. So how's the audio? I hope the cracker sounds are not disturbing you guys. I see the mic go up whenever the cracker is bursting. You close this door. No use. It's okay. Fine. Okay, so let's go ahead with our stream then. So welcome to the stream once again. This time we are looking at Java streams level 2 and problems 6 to 10. Okay, this is part 4 of this Java streams live stream series. Okay, so as usual, you have the problems statements here in my GitHub. You can go and fork that and work along with me, or you can watch the solution. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's start with the 6th question. Calculate running average of a stream of numbers using Java Streams API. So yes, you can take your time, go through the question. We'll start after that. Okay, tell me once you have understood the question. Hello. Hi, Elvin. Okay, I hope you guys went to the question. So let me read it once again. So the input is, example input is a set of numbers, and the output, if you see, correct, 10 by 1, 10 plus 20 by 2, 10 plus 20 by 30, correct. So every time it's the running average. Okay, so let me go to whiteboard. So if you see here, the first output is the average of just 10. Okay, can you record all the most important topics in the same format? Sure, Elvin. We'll cover one by one. So we already did multi-threading. This is streams now. The multi-threading session is already there in the YouTube channel. You can go check it. So this streams, we just came to the level 2 questions. We'll be doing them. Okay, thank you. So yeah, coming back to the question. So the first item is the average of just the first element. The second element is the average of the first 2 elements. So it is, as you said in the chat, it is 10 plus 20 by 2, which is equals to 15. And the third one is the average of the first 3 elements. Okay, and so on. So I hope the question is clear. So fourth one is the average of all 4 of these, and the fifth one is the average of all 5 of these. Okay. So now can you figure out the solution? Do you have any idea what the solution might be? Sounds tricky. Yeah, it is tricky. Right. So shall we start looking into the solution, or do you want some time to think about it? Okay, we'll go forward. I'm wondering if there's a way to store a running average as we iterate on the stream. Right, so let's look into it. The thing is, apparently there is no direct API in streams itself to, go back. Streams is always forward. Once you, let's say, go to 20, let's say, you can't go back to 10. and if you go here to 30, you can't go back and find what is 20 and 30. The stream always goes forward only. Once you consume an element in a stream, you can never go back. So that is the thing about stream. So we have to kind of do a hacky situation and figure out the solution for this. Okay, so the solution, I'll say the gist of it. What we have to do is we have to do a iteration to figure out the indices. Okay, and once we have figured out the indices, then we have to do another stream and then limit to that index and then add all of them, or you need not limit and add again, just limit and averages. Okay, so first thing, we have not looked at that yet. What do you say, the index part, right? So for that, there is an int stream dot range. Okay, so this gives us an index on which you can iterate. Okay, so range, what will be the range from 0 to numbers dot size. Okay, there is a range closed. This is what we want. So range closed starts with the first number and ends with the last number. If you do just range, it will start from between, so it starts from 1. Okay, so we have to start with this one. So let's do this, range closed. Or actually, yeah, correct, numbers dot size minus 1, right? So it should be just range only. So range is the one that starts with this, the start part, and ends with n minus 1. So end exclusive, right? So it doesn't end at numbers dot size, it ends at numbers of numbers dot size minus 1. Okay, so we'll do that. And can you repeat? Okay, so what we are doing here is we are actually taking a list of numbers. For just +1, we have another method. Yeah, not for just +1, to include both these start and stop numbers. So the range actually take 2 parameters, right? The start and the end. So if you take just range, it is start inclusive. It includes the first number and it excludes the last number. Okay, I mean, it will be n minus 1. So we need 0 to n minus 1, right, to iterate. Yeah. Okay, so we do that. Now when we stream on that, then we do for each. No, not for each. We do map, because for each number we need an item. So map. Now what we get here is I. Like in for loop we have I, right? Something like that. With this, what we can do is, again we have to take numbers dot, we can do limit, sorry, numbers dot stream. Okay, stream dot limit, and you limit to I values, right? And then you do an average on it, but you can't do average because you need a int stream. So let's do that, map to int, and you do integer value of, okay, dot limit of I dot average. This is what we want. Okay, then you do to list. Oh, what is, oh, we are in an int stream, so we have to do dot boxed dot to list. Okay, so I'll explain this. Is there a mistake somewhere? Cannot convert from optional double to int. Okay, so average dot or else 0.0. So what is it saying now? Cannot convert from double to int. So we should make it map to double. Okay, it's incorrect. So take first I numbers where I equal to 0 to numbers dot size minus 1. Correct. So which part do you think is incorrect? Let me check what I wrote. So we took numbers dot stream. Okay, sorry, numbers dot stream. Then for each number, we are limiting it to that many, and then we are taking the average of whatever we got from that. if we can't find average, we are doing or else and then 0.0. Then we are boxing it and making two list. Okay. Okay. So hope you understood. Let's do. So if you guys didn't understand, just let me know. I'll re-explain. So this is result equals this and return result. Okay. Let me add this to preserve formatting. Okay. I'll remove this. Let's run it and see. This is calculate running average. And it failed. So it started with 0 instead of starting with 10. So the last item got skipped. So how do we fix that? So what happened is I equal to 0, right? So we got numbers.stream and then we mapped it. Oh, it became limit of 0. So we should have started at 1 here. Can you show the error again? Oh, sorry. Let me show it. So this is the error. So let me fix the test case just a second. Result. Okay. Okay. So expected is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, but we got 0, 10, 15, 20, 25. So the first element became 0 and we skipped the last element by mistake. Okay, makes sense. So what happened was, do you guys want to figure out what happened? Why would that happen? Yeah. So why that happened is because we started from 0, the what do you say, range. We should have started from 1. So we have to limit. So that index that we looked at, right? That index should actually say the how much we should limit to. So let me erase all this unwanted stuff. Okay. Right. So what we have to say is first the limit should be just 1. Then the limit should be 2. Then the limit should be 3, right? So that is how the limit should go. It shouldn't start with 0. If I say limit at 0, then nothing comes in. So it's not just a iterative index. It's actually saying how much limit should I want. So it should start at 1. Then only the first thing will return something. Okay. Also, this should be inclusive. So range inclusive. Range closed. So range closed because we have to, in the last iteration, it should take n number of, like, whatever the length of the full array is. So 4, 5. So it should go till 5. Right, 0 means, yeah, when you said limit 0, it just took nothing. So that was the problem. So we should start at 1 instead. So 1 to 5. So we started limiting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that is why we have to change this also to range closed so that the last number also gets into picture. Okay. Let's run it and see. And it passed. Okay. The test case passed. Let's run the remaining test cases. Meanwhile, if you guys have a question, just let me know. Second test case, run as JUnit test. Right, that also passed. The test case, run as JUnit test. That also passed. Okay. Do we need to do map to double and map to int again? We just did map to double. Oh, this one you mean? Why we are doing this? Map to double and this map to int? Yeah. Okay. So if you see, the input that we got is an integer list. It's a list of integers, right? So you have to convert that into a string. So you have to convert that into an int string. Okay, so we got like 10, 20, which are all int strings. Now we have to convert that into average. When you calculate average, there will always be decimal, which will be a double. So that is why there is this map to double. So we have to, like, let's say 10.0, then it becomes 15.0, right? Those are double. So that's why we have the second this map to double. So for each item in this numbers list, we are expecting a double value. So this whole thing converts into a double value. And what is that double value? That double value is equal to the average of the integers we got so far. That is why we are converting this numbers.stream dot map to int, and then we are taking the average. To get the average function, we are doing the map to int, because only int string gives average. Make sense? Okay, fine. So that was question 6. Let's move to question 7. Right, you guys read question 7 and see if you can understand it. Looks straightforward. Okay, so how do you think we can solve this? Group by and then collectors.mapping count, not sure, only understood the question. Okay, fine. So let's go with the questions. So we have E4, E5. We have 5 employees, right? The question is straightforward, as you already said. You have to group by department. Do that. Okay, so group by department. You have HR, 2 people. So it says HR, 2 people are there, and then IT, 2 people are there, and then finance, 1 person is there. Okay, so this is the final result they want. Okay, now if you see the data structure for this, it is a map of string, which is the department name, and then what is the other one? Integer, which is the count. Okay, so now how do we solve this? So we have grouping by already, right? So using grouping by, we can simply group the people by department. Okay, let's do that first, then we'll think what we can do from there. Employees dot stream dot collect and collectors dot grouping by, and then you say employee department. Okay, so until here we collected what do you say, the people by department. Yeah, it gives a list of string as value. No, oh yeah, correct, it gives a list of string as value. Now you have to see how you can map it, because no, this doesn't give, yes, This doesn't even give list of employee. This gives a map of string and the value will be list of employees, right? Let me see. Yeah, so it will be a map of string. String is the key and value will be the list of employee, which is like each department, right? Okay. Now what we need instead is map of string, comma, what do you say, integer. So we have to do some kind of reduction here, or like some kind of aggregation here to count the number of people. So how can we do that? So grouping by, we already saw grouping by takes one more. I think we have to use this only. So this is the downstream they are saying. So I think you have to do collectors dot counting. Yeah, there is already one here already. I think this should be the one. List of employee to integer. No. So the okay, so the way that you said is, the problem with that is every time you convert an employee to integer, no, the list of employee itself gets generated at the end, right? After the full stream completes only you get a list of employee. And how will you convert that to an integer? You need some kind of collector, like collectors.counting or something. Right. So we count it. Now let's see. This gave a map of string comma long. We need a double. Why do they need double? Okay, so they gave it long. Now we have to convert this also into a double. So how do we do that? I think we have to do collectors dot mapping, not like map to, is it? Not mapping, and then collectors dot counting, is it? Okay, here it is, collectors dot counting. No, this is wrong. So this is collectors dot counting. Map to double. Yeah. What will you map to double? Where will you even call map to double? That is the question. So collectors dot counting is returning a sorry. Collectors dot counting is returning a hey. Oh, there it is returning a stream, is it? What is this returning? Okay, it's returning a collector of something and then long. So it is long only, right? So how do we convert this? So I think you have to use that then thing, collect and then, to convert it to long. Okay, now thing with then is it's a little complicated. So how do we do? I think you have to do collectors dot collecting and then you collect to counting and then you get a long value, right? So value double dot value of val. Okay, I guess this should work. Let's see. Yes, it worked. Okay. So we have to use the collecting and then to convert the final long value to double. Okay, let me see if this works. If it works, I'll explain. Otherwise, there is no point explaining it. Let me see. Open call hierarchy. Run this. Yeah, it worked. Let me run the other test also. There are 2 test cases. Run this. Chain it test. Oh, that didn't. Expect a null but was empty. Why? Okay. Now run it. Expect. Hey, it ran everything. Okay, it should be running only this, right? Okay, that passed. Fine. Okay, so did you understand what happened here? This is kind of using one of the things that we used in our previous question. You understood? Cool. Fine. So we will move forward then. Okay. Okay, so that is done. It was 7, question number 7. Let's move on to question number 8. Find elements that appear exactly once in a list using Java Streams API. Okay, explanation is this. Okay, so take your time, understand the question. Okay, I hope you guys understood the question. We'll move on with the how is this different from get distinct. Okay, I'll say how. Okay, so you asked how is it different from get distinct, right? Okay, so the question was find items that appear only once. Okay, so you have 1 appearing twice, 2 appearing twice, 3 appearing twice, 4 and 5 are appearing only one time each. Okay, so that is the answer to this question. But what does distinct do? Distinct actually says all the numbers that appear, it just gives a list of all the numbers just once. So it will give like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be the answer of distinct. So that's the difference. Got it? Yeah. Okay, fine. So how do we do this? How can we do this? Let me see. You guys have any idea? You can put that in the chat. Sorry. Frequency equals 1. Correct. So let's go that route. Okay, so this is kind of the same question we saw already, where there what did they ask? Numbers that are duplicate, which means appear more than one. Now they're asking numbers that appear only once, right? N square problem. Yeah, exactly. This is the big of n square solution. So let's try that. Maybe while typing it we might see something else. Okay, so numbers dot stream dot what did we do there? Filter, right? We have to filter out for each number. We are checking if numbers dot, I mean it's like collection dot frequency of numbers, and we are saying if num is exactly equal to once. Okay, and then we are doing dot to list. Okay, why is this not working? I think I missed a bracket somewhere. So filter numbers collect. Hey, what is this? Numbers dot stream dot filter and then num. Okay, I put a space here. Dot to list. Okay, yeah, we collected it as a list. Now let's get this. This should already give the answer. Let's see. Where is it used? Okay, right click, run as JUnit test. Yep, that worked. This one, run as JUnit test. That also worked. Okay, so this was the solution. It worked. Is there any other better way to do it? I don't think so. Let's ask Perplexity. If you guys have anything, meanwhile you can just post. Is there a better way to do this with streams? They went outside again, right? No? Oh, there's something. No, they went outside. So the whole point of this exercise is to do everything in a single stream. But if you see here, they are asking to first find the frequency of each element and then check it in the frequency map. Yeah, of course, we know that. How to do that? Yeah, they are building a map which went outside. Okay, so we don't do this. Okay, so let's come back to our question. So 8th question is done. Let's move to 9th question. Create hierarchical map from flat list using Java Streams API. Example is this, and output should be this. Okay. Okay, take your time, read the question. It's a little big. Let me know once you guys have read the question. Are you getting confused? Yes, I am also getting confused. But I think I kind of understood the question. Let me come to it, okay? Okay, so let me explain the question. Fine. So this is the input they gave, okay? A list of some employees. Can you write examples in your drawing iPad? Yeah, I'll explain. So we have E1, E2, E3, E4, and E5. Okay, we got 5 employees. And what they're asking is, just a second. Right, what they're asking is, they want to convert this into a different structure of a map. And what they want is, they want it this way. Let me write the answer in a different color. So they wanted HR should have employees, okay, and their names. Their names are, who all are HRs? These two people, Alice and Charlie, okay. And then they want total salary, okay, is the sum of the values of those two. So it is 60,000 plus 70,000. How much is it? 13,000. 1,30,000. Okay. Fine. They want it in this way. It already sounds very complicated. I don't know how to do this. IT, what are there? First, employees is an array, and then in that they want the names. Well, are there? Bob and David. Okay, Bob, David, and then they want total salary to how much? Bob plus David, 16, 17, 1,70,000. 70,000. I think that is correct. That's not a big deal. And then finally they want finance is employees becomes just Eve, and then they want total salary to be whatever her salary is, 80,000. Okay, so this is the question. Now how to do this? I think we are going to do a lot of maps and collectors and reducing and summing, so brace yourself. Okay, let's start. Good. So first thing is, they gave an array of employees, so you have to make it. Yes, that's correct. So first we have to group by department. So let's do that. Dot stream. Oh, we are already in a stream. Dot collect and collectors dot grouping by, and we first say employee name. Okay, so until this we group by employee name. What is the next thing we have to do? Let me add this in separate lines. The next thing we have to do is for each, and again start a stream over it and find the sum to create a new map over it. So I think we have to reuse that thing where in grouping by itself, we have to give one more parameter, right? You group by employee name, and then what should we give downstream? There is that thing. So in the downstream, we have to correct. Yes, collectors.mapping. No, not collectors.mapping. I don't know. Collectors.mapping. Okay, what will you do with collectors.mapping? So collectors.mapping gives a function which says what is the key and what is the value, right? But then how will you give two key and values? Because if you see, each element, HR has two different keys. You can give one key, okay, or one dynamic key, okay, but you are giving a what do you call it? Static key, so called employees. So I think you have to create a to map. Is it something like that? To map? To map. And then say yeah. And then say again, this is a list of employees, right? Let me think. I think there must be a different function. There is a hierarchical map, right? So I think this is a different thing called hierarchy, which we never saw so far. Is it here? Concurrent map, unmodified map. Fine, let's ask Perplexity because this looks like something we never saw before. Maybe our methods are very complicated for it. Oh. Combined with the downstream collector that aggregates both the names per department. Okay. Bro, just give the answer, bro. Okay. So collectors.toList. Okay. And then they are saying employee names is this. Oh, they wrote a custom function. Okay. But this is again wrong, right? They don't want to hire you. Yeah. POV, they don't want to hire you. So what I'm trying to understand what they're doing. So map of string comma map of string comma. Is that what it is? No, right? See, they even took the question wrongly. It's not map of string comma object. It is map of string comma list of employee. Hey, is it list of employee? Okay, then what is the string? It's department name, this. What? So the question is somewhere wrong. Let's see what is the test case. HR employees list of employee. Okay, they're taking the full employee itself, not just the name. That is one thing. Then they do total salary. What? HR employees and list total salary, and why did again become list? Okay, wrong answer. I think the question itself is wrong. Map of HR. Let me zoom out. I want to just understand what this is. Okay, what did I do? Close. Hey, how does it do this? How do I zoom out? Okay, great. I don't know how to zoom out. Close. Don't save. Okay, I'll just read it with that itself. Word wrap. No, I'll read it like this. So they're doing map dot of HR. Okay, for HR, they wrote a map in which employees will be list of employees. Okay, 2 employees in HR, and then total salary is why again to a list of 2 employees. That's wrong, right? So the question itself is wrong. What they're essentially doing here is they took employees and created a list of it. Then they took total salary and created a list of it. So that itself is wrong. So that is why Perplexity correctly said it should be an object. So this test case should have been, what is 60,000 plus 70,000, whatever that value is. Okay, so it is, so then one more zero. Okay, object. Is there an extra bracket? What is wrong? Map dot of okay, what is wrong? Cannot convert from map of string comma to list of object. Right. This list dot of ends here, so this should be okay, let's fix it. Ask Perplexity to write the JUnit. Okay, fine, let's do that. Write JUnit test cases to test the function. Which function? Okay, it created a lot of test cases. Let's take it from here till here. So it starts here and till here. Okay. What is this? Okay, this is going to take some time. Can't say perplexed. Oh, my screen got stuck. Just a second. Okay, so this is all. Okay, this is done. Create hierarchical map. Oh, this should be our main class L2 assignment. Hey, my screen got stuck again. Is it? I don't think so. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah. Now it gave an array. I'm just reorganizing the tests. Just a second. Where did it go? I'll rather just write a, oh, I can't do that. Never mind. It or I'll do that. Create a constructor and then call this of string comma string 2 comma double dot value of I. Okay, now all errors should go away. Now this is L2 assignment. Return type is wrong in the question. How can I have this? Yeah, correct. So that's why it should be actually an object. Where is it? Where is the question? So this should be object like this. So it can be anything. It can either be a list or can be an object or can be a single number, right? Cannot convert from, yeah, okay. That is yet to be fixed. Let me do that. Map of string comma map of string of comma so it should be what? Wait, so I think we need to create a new class of type employee salary with list of employees and double salary. I mean, correct, that should work, but I'm thinking okay, so let's take that route. So here I'll create one more class called employee custom view or something like that. Okay, and it should have what list of employees and double total salary. Okay, so list of employee list and wait, let's change this into a record. Okay, list of employee list, emp list, and what is the other one? Double total salary. Okay, so you have employee custom view. Now what should the answer be? So return type of method will be map of string comma employee salary. So map of string comma not just employee salary, it should be a list of it, no? Oh, just employee salary. Or this one, employee custom view. Okay. Yes. So I'll come here. We'll ignore the test case for now. We'll go back to it. Map of. Okay. Does this make sense? Okay. Fine. So now, even now, we have to build this custom view for each item. So let's see how we can do that. So for that, I think this will help whatever Perplexity said in the beginning, right? To do a custom function. Where did it go? Where did it go? To do a custom function where you collect and then convert it into this thing, right? So how do we do that? You grouped by string, okay, and then now we can do our mapping, right? The problem with that is, okay, let me say do like this, okay? So you did a function where you're saying you should map like this. Employee becomes new employee view. Where is it? Employee custom view of emp dot hey, why is this itself not showing anything? It should understand that this is an employee dot, still doesn't show anything. See, the problem with this is, okay, let's say this is not filling it anyway. The problem with this is custom name, comma, how will you build the list here? Like, where is this list? Right? It needs a list of employees. How will you build this list of employees there in the value? You can't, right? Because it just gives one item. You again need a collector for doing that also. Okay. Let me think something. Let me remove this whole thing. Okay, remove this also. Okay, let's keep it short. Okay, this gives us list of employees grouped by department name. Now when you group it by department name, again it should convert it into this custom view. Now if you want to convert it into custom view, what did they get here? First build the list somehow. Okay, let's say I built the list. Okay, so there was partition and then, I mean, collect and then, right? Yeah, collecting and then. So collectors dot collecting and then you collect it in this. Is it? Oh, it comes in grouping by, sorry. Grouping by this, and then you do collectors dot collecting and then you say collectors dot to list. Okay, and then you have the list here. Okay, we got the list. Now what will you do with the list? It will always return a list only. It will not return a single map object. That is the problem. I kind of feel like this question itself is weird. Let me ask our ChatGPT. I have this and this. Okay. How do I convert it to? Do I convert it strictly to and I wanted to say something else also. Okay, this is fine. I'll just ask. Yeah, keyed by department where each customer is a list and employee. You can use the following with Java streams. Okay. So collect grouping by department. Okay, collecting and then they collect it to a list. Now what does this give? Oh, it is giving that only. Collectors.list. And they're converting that list to oh. Okay, I understood. So first you have to find what is it? What is the total salary? Is it long? Okay, long total salary equals list dot string. How do they get? Okay, arrays.stream.collect. Okay, dot collect. Then they wrote collectors.grouping by employee department. Collectors.toList. You got employee list. Huh? Oh, okay, inside it. Collector employee list of string of names equal to employees.string dot map e to e name dot collect collectors.list. And then you get total salary. How did you get that? I am unable. This is not filling for me. It takes it as an object. Let me see what I made wrong. What mistake I made. So collectors. So after employee, it's department, right? Department. It is comma, and then. Your answer is correct, but I am unable to write it here. Department, then you do collectors or collecting and then okay, then your collectors.toList. Okay, then you got employee list. Okay, but why is not giving me stream? Okay, this is where I want emp list is emp list dot. See, why is stream not coming for me? Oh, just a second. Uh, okay, let's take a break and come back. Your answer is correct, though, Divya. Your answer is correct, exactly. We have to build two items, right? The total salary and then the employee list as strings, right? You mapped it to the name, correct. And you have to create a new, what do you say, employee custom view of names and salary, exactly. But my id or my brain is not working, so we'll take a break and come back. Okay, let's take a 10-minute break. Thank you for bearing with my last two brain cells. Okay, see you guys. Hello. Okay, welcome back. So, after the break, I understood something. Apparently, the great Eclipse ID doesn't autocomplete when you are inside this thing. So, whatever I was writing was right, but we have to blindly write it. So, map to double and then employee salary. Okay. And then you have to do. So this becomes what? Oh, you have to find the sum, right? Or sum. Okay. This becomes double total salary equals to this semicolon. Okay. And then you have this custom view. So I wrote list of employee. No, this should be list of string. So it should be employee names, name list. Okay. And this will become list of string. I'll use the same name from here, variable name. Yeah, correct. Equals emp list dot stream dot map to employee name dot to list. Okay, and you return new employee custom view of okay, return new employee custom view of this thing, employee name list comma total salary. Okay, see, all errors went. So yeah, one of the most popular IDs in the world, but it doesn't have autocomplete for stream functions. Yeah. same. So I have to remember that. So I shouldn't be like, okay, why is it not autofilling? Apparently this has a problem. Okay, so we got that. So now we have mapped it to string and this one. So if I do this, I mean, it's a shortcut in Eclipse to generate variables. Those things it will do nicely. W IntelliJ, no, never using IntelliJ. So map of string and this, we got this. Okay. So we still have to write our great, what do you say, test cases. Shall we write that now or shall I do it off screen or something and then do it later? How do you guys want to do this? Let's proceed to next one. Yeah, we'll proceed to next one. I'll do the test case off screen and commit it to GitHub. Okay, you guys can take it from there. Okay, and the last question. Oh, it's the last question. So after the last question, I'll edit the test case. If you guys want, you can stay and watch me do it. Otherwise, you can leave. Okay. So find top and employees by salary in each department using Java Streams API. Okay. So the return type is names. I think they want just names. Again, department. Okay. Looks like they don't want to. You can update Git once done. Yeah, sure. So they looks like they don't want to get rid of the group by department. Fine. So you guys try to read the question. Okay. I will give you some time. Okay, fine. So hope you guys read the question. So let's look at the explanation. Okay, so this is just like any other question. You have to first group by department. Okay, and let's say n is 1. Okay, I don't know what n they are going to use, but let's assume that n is 1. Now they want to find top one employee in each department who has the highest salary. Okay, so how they want it, like HR, who is the highest salary in HR? Alice and Charlie are there, so it is Charlie. Okay, Charlie. Next they want IT is this guy David. Okay, and next they want finance is Eve. Okay, that's it. Again, I don't know if they want, so the return type here is list of string, so they just want the names of each employee. So I'm going to assume they are just looking for names, not the whole employee object itself. Okay, so let's look at how we can do it. Okay, fine. So as usual, we start with our grouping by stream dot collectors dot grouping by, and then employee name. This is like the easiest thing to do. It's like kind of memorized now. Okay, now how do you figure out who has the highest salary? First group by department. Sorry, department. Yeah, department. Okay, group by department. And then how do you figure out who has the highest salary? Right. So we have to in the end give a list. Okay, I think I kind of skip n-1 and then find first. How is it skip n-1? So skip. So let's say there are 5 people, 50, 60, 70, 80. We skip by n-1, the first 3 people are gone. Like if the value is 4, you will get 80, which is like the last guy. Nth highest salary. No, not nth highest salary. Top n employees. So in this case, let's say in HR department there is 60,000 and 70,000. So top one guy is 70,000. If they ask top two guys, that is 70,000 and 60,000. 70k and 60k. Of course, after sorting. Right. So after sorting, okay, let's say I'm asking you find the top one employee in HR department, and what will be the answer for that? Who will be it? Will it be Charlie or Alice? Charlie. Yes, Charlie. Now, if you want Charlie, okay, so your list is like this. Your possible list is like this. Charlie has 70,000 and Alice has 60k, right? Now, this will be the final answer you are getting after sorting. Okay, this is sorted like this, descending order. Now, how will you return just Charlie? So, if I return n-1 and n is equal to 1, right? So 1 minus 1 becomes 0 first of all. So if I skip nothing, then I get both Charlie and Alice, right? And is it find first? No, they didn't ask the first element as well. They asked n elements. So let's say if they asked top 2 employees, then you have to return both Charlie and Alice. Oh, I thought only nth they want. All n. Now I understand. Oh, okay, I understood. So top n elements means, yeah, correct. It is a list. It's not just the nth. Correct. Fine. So how will you do this? Okay, take your time, think about it. Let me also think about the solution. I wish they don't ask this question in interview. This actually sounds simpler than the previous question, at least, even the what is the ninth question. So I'll be happy if they ask this in my interview rather than the ninth question. Okay, so let's look at the solution. So you group by department. Okay, so that is the key part. Now value part, I want to collect it first. Okay, collectors dot collecting, and then I want a list of element only, collectors dot to list. And for each for the list that you get, the list of employees that you get, what should you do? You should list dot stream dot, you have to do a normal stuff, right? With the what do you say, sort, and then you do comparators dot I don't know the autocomplete. Is it like sorting by sorting? Comparing, and you say employee salary, and then do reversed so that you get it in descending order. Okay. After sorting, you limit it to whatever they ask. They are asking n, right? So n, limit it to n, and then do to list and return it. Okay. So I hope this is the answer. What is wrong? Cannot infer type arguments for or a fake collect. Okay, where is that? Collectors dot grouping by department, and then collectors dot collecting, and then you convert it into a list, and then in the list you do list dot stream. Okay, let me just return null and see, just to make sure that the brackets are matching. Return null. No. Okay, return null. Okay, so brackets are fine. So the body of this function should say return list dot stream dot sort comparators dot comparing employee salary. Hey, there is something missing here. Dot reversed. This should be a closing bracket. Sorry. Reversed function. Then you limit it to n numbers, and then you convert it to n. Okay. Now what is wrong? Let me do one thing. I will do it above so that I can just copy paste it below. Employees dot stream dot sort. Oh, it is sorted. Okay, sorted. Is that the mistake? No, sorted by comparators dot comparing. Is the spelling wrong? Comparators. Comparator. Okay. Okay, it is comparator dot comparing. It fixed. Okay. So you need to know you need to memorize the words as well. Okay. Okay, let's see what is the answer here. Control command to L. Yeah, come on, command to L. Wrong button, wrong button. L2 assignment. Okay. I closed the window by mistake. Command to L. Okay, so we got map. So just one small change. So we got a list of employee here. Instead, we should do sort reverse, and then here you have to do map, and then map it to employee name, and it will become string double colon. Okay, time to switch to IntelliJ. No, never. I actually memorized all of these shortcuts in Eclipse, so it will take years before I switch to any other IDE for Java at least. Okay. So L2 assignment, let's see. Once this is done, I'll come back and try to explain if this runs first of all. So run as JUnit test, proceed. Yes, that passed. And let's run one more test. Second test. This one. Run as JUnit test, proceed, passed. Okay, so both the test cases passed. Okay, so yeah, double colon. So I hope you guys understood it. Otherwise, I'll explain it anyways. So grouping by, do this. Okay, and then collecting, and then collectors.toList, and then list will become this. Return. Oh my god, this is so long. I hope I can make this smaller. I don't know how to make this smaller. Edit. Don't ask me why I don't know how to make this smaller, although I support Eclipse. Zoom is here. How do I make it smaller? That's it. Window, zoom, did nothing. Okay, so I'll explain anyway. So first we are collecting it by grouping it. Okay, so what are we grouping it by? Department. So we got the key part. The key part of the map we got. We need to make the split department wise. So this part we got key. So for each one, employee department is the key. That part we got. Now we need to say what is the value. So for value, what we are doing it is, we have, if we simply leave it like that, it will be a list of employees. But then we are collecting that list of employee and converting it into a different kind of thing. So we need to convert it into a list of strings. For that, we have to write a function. What do you want to convert it into? That is a function. And that function is this. Okay. And in there, we are simply doing our normal. If you started in the beginning, if you wanted to, just return top n elements, employees in a department, not in a department, top n elements in the whole company. How will you do it? This is how we will do it. So you have the employee list, you stream it, then you sort it using by comparing their salaries, then reverse it to get it in descending order, then skip n elements, whatever they gave, like because top 2 or top 3, whatever they want, and then convert it into a list, right? So we are doing the same thing here, but in here we are doing it for each department. That is the thing. So that's why we have the group by department here. So in each department we are doing it instead of doing it for the whole company. So that's the whole point of why we have this split into two like this. Okay, so that's the whole gist of it. If you want another explanation, let me know. Otherwise, we'll just do a recap of questions 6 to 10. Okay. Oh, understood. Wow, thank you. So I think since we, so since we are kind of understanding these questions well, I think L3, L4 should be easy, hopefully. Okay, so let's recap. So sixth question was calculate running average of a stream of numbers using Streams API. So they gave a list of numbers and we had to do a running average. Running average means for the first element, you take the average of first element only. For the second element, you take the average of the first two elements. For third element, take the average of first three elements. For fourth one, take the average of first four, and similarly. Okay. Now, how did we do that? We, for the first time, we looked at range closed in stream dot. I think by mistake you said EC instead of deadly. Yes, hopeful, be positive. Okay, so what we did is for the first time we looked at range closed, and range closed we started with 1 and up to the size of the list. So we saw the difference between range and range closed as well. So range closed returns a sequential ordered int stream and with start inclusive and end inclusive, which means that it includes 1 and the size of the list. So whatever we give in the first and second arguments, right, it includes both of them. So that's the point of range inclusive. And for each I, so we took the, what do you say, numbers in the range as I, and for each I what we are doing is we are going through the whole list, and in that we are limiting it to we are converting into an int stream, which we saw in like the very first questions, what is the point of int stream, and then we are limiting it to whatever limit they asked. Not limit they asked, whatever we want so far. So let's say you are in the third iteration, then you want the first 3 elements average, right? So you limit it to 3. So that is the point of this limit, and then we are taking the average of it, and you, just to remind you, you get average only if you have an int stream. So that was the whole point of converting into int stream. And the average function returns an optional double. So we are doing dot orl 0.0. That is, if you do not get an average value, we convert it into 0.0. Then box it. Why are we boxing it? Because int stream returns primitive integers. Okay, on primitive integers you cannot build a list. So you can't like list of int. You can't do this. This is invalid in Java. So you have to convert it into a wrapper class. So you have to box it into a wrapper class. Okay, so for that we are doing dot boxed. So actually here it is mapped to double. So we are converting this double stream into a capital double, the wrapper class, and then we are converting into a list of double. Okay, so here we got a list of double, and that is what we have the result, and we returned it. Okay, that was the 6th question. 7th question, count employees by department by using Java Streams API. So here they want to check how many people are there in each department. So we have a big employee list with some people in HR, some people in IT, and some people in finance. They want us to return a map where it's the key is the department name and the value is the number of people in that department. Okay, so map of string dot double says HR has 2 people, IT has 2 people, and finance has 1 people. Okay, how did we do that? For this, as usual, we did the collectors dot grouping by, and we group by department. So the left half or the left side of the map, which is the key of the map, is the department. That is what we wrote. Now we need to figure out the right side. Okay, for right side there is a simple thing called as collectors.counting. Okay, so just to look at that first. So there is a collectors.counting which counts the values, counts the number of items that are there on the right side. So it will say like 2, but that gives a long value. That is a problem. It gives a long value, but our question expects a double value. Now how do we convert long to double inside the stream itself? For that we have a collecting and then. So what this collecting and then essentially does is it takes a collector. Okay, it could be a counting collector, it could be a collector list or whatever it is, and then it modifies that into whatever we want. So this counting gave us a long value, right? That long value we convert it into double by doing double dot value of, and when we return it we got it as a double value. Okay, so if at all we hadn't done this, I don't know if I have to do that again and show. If at all we hadn't done this, it will be returning a long. So it says here, right, cannot convert from map of string comma long to map of string comma double. So that is the whole point. We have this collecting and then. Okay. Moving on to the 8th question. Find elements that appear exactly once in a list using Java Streams API. So I think in question number 3 or 4, we had a question which said, show the number of elements that appear more than once. So in that question, it was like 1 appeared twice, 2 appeared twice, and 3 appeared twice, and so on. But in this question, they are asking the opposite of that. So whatever appears exactly one is what they want. Exactly once is what they want. So here 4 and 5 are appearing exactly one time. Okay, so that is the answer. Now how do we come up with that? We do a stream, start a stream, and then we filter, and in the filter what we do is we use a collections API. So inside streams API we are using collections API, and we are counting the frequency. Now the frequency function, what it takes is, it takes a collection and it takes an object to find in that collection and says how many times that object appears. So I am checking numbers, how many times is numbers appearing. Okay, so if you see here, it will filter in only the things that appears one time. Okay, and then convert it into a list. Now I just remembered that we did one more thing extra for the first question, because 1, 2, 3 and all were appearing multiple times. We had to do a dot distinct, remember? But here we did not do that. We need not do that because already 4 and 5 are appearing only once. So we already have only unique values, so there is no need to do distinct. So you have to remember that. I mean, it's logical. Okay, when we do that, we will remember it. Okay. 9th question, the most complicated question of this whole level 2. Okay, so what this question asks is, you have to convert the given employee list into, sorry, let me bend my back. So you have to convert this whole employee list into a data structure where, again, the key part is in a map in which the key value is the department. Okay, you are grouping by department, and the value part actually gives the list of employees and their total salary. So to do this, to achieve this, what we did is we created something called as employee custom view. And inside this employee custom view, what you have is a list of string, which is the employee name list, and a double as total salary. So this is kind of a poser we created just to hold the result. Okay, so this is what we want now. So the answer becomes something like, let me show it here, right? So the answer becomes something like HR, which is the department name. In that the employees are Alice and Charlie, and their total salary is 13,000. Okay, similarly IT, their employees are Bob David, total salary is 1,17,000. Okay, so something like that. That is what we are trying to. This change needs to go into main branch. Yeah, right, this change needs to go into main branch, and I will write the proper test cases also. So whatever I'm fixing in the test case, I'll be adding that as well to the main branch. Okay, so here what we did is, as usual, it starts with collectors.grouping by. We have to group by department because that is the key part of the map. Now the value part, what we have to do is, the value is already list, and we have to take that list of employees and convert it into two components. We need the total salary. So to do total salary, we took the employee stream and we mapped it to double. What is the point of map to double is because the sum function is available only in the double stream, right? This double stream is what has the sum function. So we mapped it to double, and then we calculated the sum of all the salaries. Okay, we got the total salary. And similarly, let me write this upside down so that it is more intuitive. Similarly, we took the employee names, okay, and converted that into the list. So with that, we can build this custom view. We have the list of all the employees and we have the salaries of all the employees in that department. We just build that and set it to the value part of each string. So for HR, this employee custom view becomes the value. Okay, so with that, we completed question number 9. So it is easier to understand now, but to come to this point, it was really crazy. Okay, so moving on to the 10th question. This is fairly easier than the ninth question at least. Find top n employees by salary in each department using Java Streams API. So they have a list of employees, and what they want us to do is find like top 2 employees who have the highest salaries. So let's say HR has 2 employees who are Alice and Charlie. Okay, now their salaries are 60,000 and 70,000 respectively. We have to first of all sort it, okay, and then we have to take just their names and return it. Okay, and the number of names is determined by this n. Okay, if n is 2, we return the first 2 employees. If n is 1, we have to return just Charlie, for example, in HR, and in IT it will be just David. Okay, so that is the whole thing. Now what did we do here? Again, since we are splitting by department name, we have to group by department. Okay, and then in the department, that is the key part. Okay, so you got the key of the map. Now let's look at the value part. So for the value part, you have a list of employees. Now you have to convert that list into a list of employee names, right? So before getting the employee names, what you have to do is you have to sort the values by their salary. So that's why you have sorted and then comparator.comparing salary, and then you have to reverse it. Why reverse? Because sort does natural sorting where it sorts ascending in ascending order. We have to reverse it so that you get it in descending value, so that the person with the highest salary comes first. And then you have to, where is that skip? Why does it just say n? Where is the remaining? Oh, it's here, limit. You have to limit it to n. Actually, it is better if we write limit first. Okay. Oops. Okay. We limited it to n people, and then we map each person's each employee to just their name, and then we convert it into a list so that we get a list of string, which is the list of employees. So that becomes the value of the map. Okay. Okay, so if you guys have any other question, or if you want me to explain any other question once more, just let me know. I will meanwhile rewrite this test cases. Okay, so one thing with this, the level 2 is done. If you see on the notes, level 2 is done. So part 4 and level 2 is complete. Where is more? Sorry, font. Okay, so the next one is part 5, and we will do level 3 questions 1 to 5. Okay, so level 3 is the next thing. So if you see here in our package explorer, we have assignment, L3 assignment, right? Let me first of all see how many questions are there. There are 10 questions here. Okay, so we'll be doing the first 5 questions in level 3 assignment. Okay, so that will be the next stream, next live stream. Okay, so yeah, that's it. So if you, I haven't planned when to do it yet. Probably tomorrow night, maybe around what time can we start? 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Indian time I'll start. Okay, if I'm available. If I'll anyway schedule a stream ahead of time so that you guys can join, like notify me. So if you want that schedule notification also, just subscribe to this channel and put the bell icon. You'll get the notification whenever I schedule a stream. Okay, I'll be doing this regularly. So stay tuned to that. Okay, so thank you for joining. If you guys want to leave, you can leave. I'll just fix these test cases and stop the stream. Okay, thank you. So let me fix the test case. Employee from employees. Change return type, change the type of result. Okay. Thank you. Great session as always. Thank you. 1 2 3 5 There are four distinct values. What are they saying? 60, 80, 70, 90. Yeah, there are four distinct values. So it should be 5. Then this will pass. Right. Okay. Okay, so all test cases passed. I just wanted to change this. It's not result comma expected. Should be expected comma result everywhere. Okay. Rerun. Past. It is here. Rerun. Past. It is here. Okay, fine. So level 2 is done. Okay then, see you guys. Thank you.